While there have been hot mic problems in the past, like for example Allegra Stratton, most of them have not been such high profile as Gillian Keegan. And it reminds me very much of Gordon Brown's spat with Gillian Duffy, who heckled the Prime Minister as he was being interviewed live in Rochdale about Labour's plans to cut the deficit. And she challenged him, and she afterwards told reporters that she thought that Mr. Brown was a very nice man and that she'd voted Labour all her life and intended to do so again the following week. But as he got into the car, and he was still wired up to Sky News and to their microphone, he said, that was a disaster. They should never have put me with that woman. Whose idea was it? And then he was asked more about that, and he was asked what she'd said, and he replied, everything. She was just a bigoted woman. And of course, that I think it was that hot mic moment that did for the Labour Party more than almost anything else. It's not that Gillian Duffy brought down the Labour Party, but that Gordon Brown, that exchange between Gordon Brown and Gillian Duffy and the hot mic thing that followed it, summed up a moment. And I think the same moment has been summed up by Gillian Keegan. It's not that Gillian Keegan has brought down the Conservative Party. It's not that ITV, I think it was, that was hot micing her. It was that there is a level of ease that is created by people in power, that they just say whatever they think they want to say. Just say, there I am, I'm using the word inappropriately, but they say what they want to because they can. And that level of political arrogance is what sparks the end of power. Now, can I find parallels in the end of Major or the end of Thatcher? Well, not so much, because there wasn't such a hot mic situation. But I think those parallels probably would exist in some form if we looked closely. But yeah, and it's also about the contradiction between what is said when the politician thinks that they're speaking publicly and what is said privately, and to hear that contradiction. So publicly, Gillian Keegan thanked the interviewer privately, and then in fact publicly she went on to say that she had been foul-mouthed, not about herself but about protecting the reputation of her ministry, and that the interview she'd just had was unnecessarily difficult. But surely she had just said how nice it was to talk to the person, in the same way as Brown at the end of his exchange with Duffy said, good to see you, thanks very much. And he got into the car, and seconds later he was saying that was a disaster. She was a bigoted woman. When he was questioned about this on the Jeremy Vine programme, he said, I apologise if I've said anything like what I think she was raising with me was an issue about immigration, and there were too many people from Eastern Europe. I apologise profusely to the lady concerned. I don't think she is that. It was the view I objected to. And again, he's sort of being disingenuous. I must say, with the issue about immigration, I am inclined to agree with Gordon Brown rather than with Gillian Duffy, but I'm not the Prime Minister, and it's not my job to be careful about who I consider bigoted and who I don't consider bigoted. I consider many people to be bigoted. But nevertheless, I will probably still have tea with them. I don't think having bigoted views rules you out of a conversation.